Hi, everybody, it's me. It's Thursday. It looks like this is the last Thursday where I'm reviewing The Ancient Magus Bride. Season 2, Episode 12, A Small Leak Can Sink a Great Ship 2. Why is it that Gundam can have 13 episodes for its second core, yet this can't? You tell me you couldn't squeeze one more episode? Well, this was very jarring, okay? Because this episode didn't scream final episode, okay? It really didn't. All it did, all this episode was setup. Okay? Setup that you do not conclude, and we're like, okay, hanging. Is there a reason to have cliffhangers? Are the worst, okay? They are. Unless you're gonna come out with your season like next year, next season right away, they're the worst. This shit better come back in the fall. That's all I have to say. Well, I'm very upset. This is just. All right, let's get into it. This is the final episode. So what ends up happening? We take back up where we left off with Chisei, Zoe, Philomia. Can't say her name for the life of me. Rian, Isaac. They're with them. This guy, who is a creature feature kind of guy, and they're collecting certain items at this. They called it the Waste Tower, if I'm not mistaken. So they're in the Waste Tower with this guy whose name I'm trying to find, if I can find it. No, I can't find it. Anyway, they're with him, and they're basically trying to find gems and this one plant. Now, after some exploring, Zoe's able to find the gems, and we go back to Philomia and Rian. Rian doesn't really. He's got like a on Philomia. It's to be expected. They know each other, so there's a history there. But she saves Rian when he almost gets attacked by this plant thing as a trap. She burns it. Now, this episode, as I said before, this is not a final episode to me. It's like the worst thing you could do in a season in the final episode. It's the worst thing you could do. But you have that instance. Zoe, when he's going looking for gems, encounters these sorcerers. One's got the head of a bird. And the other guy has got a hood on. Don't really see his face. But they're frozen by Zoe's ability as a Gorgon. Now we go to Chisei with this creepy ass dude with the goggles and these things coming out of his robe. He finds out, oh, you're the Slade Beggy, and he's trying to cop a feel. And it's obvious to him he's bitten off more than he can chew. And he just leaves her alone. Walks away. So Zoe and everybody else meet up back and they leave. They obviously find out this guy is not who he says he is. The actual instructor comes to take them back. While that was going on, we have not a lot. It's just basically Lucy and her brother. Obviously, she's upset crying very fiercely because she feels like, oh, her friends are in danger, but then her brother's like, the instructors will bring them back safely. And that goes a whole tire shot of that. But we also are having that with also Alice and Renfield. And it's talking the whole diatribe of her being a child, not being his child, doesn't want to be a child. That whole thing. Eventually, her Will-O-Wisp and her march away from that and are going to do something. You know, try to find out what secrets he's hiding. They bump into Lucy, and Lucy's really crying now. She Alice takes the hooded ghost fig thing over her. Kind of funny. Her brother eventually finds her, and there's some talk. And she says that she wants to find out who's responsible for the tragedy. So that basically transpires there. They eventually meet up with the principal and Ellis. Out of nowhere, Philomea's grandmother, who we now know her name, Lisbeth Sargent, aka Female Zokin. I'm not taking that title away. She has a back and forth with the principal and, you know, saying, oh, she wants to leave the college, she's useless, blah, blah, blah. Isaac, out of nowhere, because we do see a scene with Isaac, he says something, I couldn't catch what he said about Philomena, but he catches her, grabs her, takes her away from that situation. On the way out, Chisei is throwing daggers at the owl thing. Because Elizabeth's not there. She's using an owl to project. And that's when we have this fight. Those cats who are considered the protectors and guardians come back. And they transform into these shadow, cat-like, violent creatures who attack her. Well, attack the bird, her owl. And she leaves. And while this happens, the principal states that she's putting a barrier around the school. And there's this other person who's there. That's basically Philomea's guardian. Okay. We do get some dialogue from Alias. Nothing much. He says he can't track her magic or something like that. And the last scenes we have, Lisbeth, crushed bones, you know, and then we see her and this giant eye. Unseen! But we do get a scene of everybody there. Oh, and she says she's going to do something. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? Really? Did you really have to do this? Listen. I understand. Anime production studios work their asses off. And they don't get really good pay and blah, blah, blah. But here's my thing. You're going to end it this way? Really? This kind of cliffhanger? Where there's a barrier around the school, we see a bunch of shots of characters, and we're left with what? A mediocre fight that results in nothing. What? This is my opinion. If this show does not come back in the fall, this ending sucks. It does. Cliffhangers are the worst. They're the worst. Unless you have something happen at the end of the episode that makes you realize, oh shit's gonna get real now. This isn't like, it's not, no one died. There wasn't any resounding effect. What a resounding effect happened? Oh, her grandmother confronts the principal with her bird? That's nothing. Stray Dogs, what they did in their final episode leading up to the next season, which is going to happen in December, that was something. The whole final battle, there was no final battle. There was nothing. There's nothing here. All it is set up. I'm sorry if I'm shitting on this. The series was great. It really was. I thought the other characters need to be fleshed out, but these shows, anime nowadays, when you do something like this, you have to do something. You have to say when is it coming back? Because if I'm waiting more than one season for it to come back, I'm like, no. At most, this should come back in the fall. No questions asked, no issues, nothing. Because that is piss poor. That ending was piss poor. That is what that ending was. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't want, people watch this video and they want to, whatever. I hate to complain about this, but cliffhangers in anime are the worst. Especially if it's ending out of the season and they leave it on a cliffhanger. Because the cliffhanger is like, okay, it's the worst kind of cliffhanger. There was no final battle. There wasn't. There was no battle to speak of. Oh, cats attacking this owl. That doesn't interest me at the least. You know what would have been interesting? The guy that was terrorizing Jisei in the tower? If he actually did something. He didn't do jack. I'm sorry if I'm harping on this, but if this is the final episode, oh my God, thumbs down, man. They have to come out with another season in the fall. I'm sorry. No. To the studio. You have to. You have to. 12 episodes is like, we're waiting a while for the second season of this show. And if we have to wait even further after this, no. Absolutely not. But as far as the episode was concerned, I did like it. I would say 9 out of 10. Animation was, unbelievably great as usual. But I just feel like the ending was bad. I'm sorry. The series was good, but the ending was bad. It's bad unless you tell we're coming back with another season. Because if this is it, and we're waiting until next year, I don't think so. Absolutely not. Because I'm done watching it. Let me ask what you guys think in the comment section below about this. I think it was a piss poor ending. I really do. All it was set up. And there was no final battle. There was nothing to latch onto. You watch the scene, characters walk around, and this giant eye thing. Okay, female Zelkin. By the way, you're not Zelkin. Stop acting like Zelkin. Thank you. My husband Bankai 922. Sorry, Ancient Magus Bride. Magus Bride. Really sorry. Failed the ending. It wasn't good. I'll see you guys later. Peace.